Unfortunately, to be honest with you, the reason why I didn't put Bird as my GOAT or even above LeBron is unfortunately, because of his injuries. I just, I feel like had it not been for his injuries, he would have been the clear GOAT. So Larry Bird and Michael Jordan supporters, I didn't forget about you. Today we got a reaction that was requested by one of you, and we'll go ahead and get it knocked out. It is called The Best Larry Bird and Michael Jordan Story Ever Told. It's from the channel Prime Larry Bird. So if it's from a Larry Bird channel, I'm kind of figuring it's going to be pretty much highlighting Bird. Maybe it's not biased and it's going to show a lot of good Jordan stuff too, but we shall see. Let's jump into it and see what's up with it.
NBA Hall of Famer James Worthy, who played against both Michael Jordan and Larry Bird, said, "I'd much rather play against Michael Jordan than Larry Bird. Jordan made you look slow, but Bird made you look stupid." Look, I'm not here to convince you that Larry Bird is better than Michael Jordan. I'll just present to you the facts and let the NBA legends who actually played against both of them tell you what they think.
Okay. People always ask me who's the hardest player I've ever had to guard. And there was Michael Jordan, George Gervin, the late, great Mike Mitchell. I mean, so many players. I always say Larry Bird. And I say this for the reason because when Michael passed the basketball, he kind of hung on his shorts and he sit off to the side. With Larry, when he passed the basketball is when he became
He gonna keep moving.
He was either setting a pick, coming off a pick, catching the ball, passing the ball. So he was the one you always had to stay attentive to the whole 24 seconds of that offensive play for the Celtics. And you know what? Oh, he was going to get an offensive rebound. He was going to do something to help his team have the best chance of scoring at that point. So I always say as him, he didn't need the basketball to affect the game.
To the untrained eye, Michael Jordan was light years better than Larry Bird, simply because his scoring numbers were better. But in actuality, it was much closer than that because Bird affected the game in so many ways.
I can see that, but I want to interject this before he carries on. I would love for Danger Productions to do a comparison like he did with Bron and Jordan. He should do one with Bird and Jordan. I actually did the numbers myself, but I'm not sure where he's really pulling his from and where I'm pulling. If it's, I don't know. I would like for him to make a video. We gonna I try to stay in my lane, let him do that. But I ain't gonna lie, the numbers I pulled tell the tale that people will be surprised about. Now, why? I don't know. I ain't got the balls to publish it, literally. But Danger need to tap into that and do that.
I saw Larry Bird one night in Phoenix. They were losing big time at the half. And they come out in the third quarter, and Larry did not take a shot, but dominated the game. He had 7 assists in the third quarter, and they came back and won the game. He could affect the game without taking a shot. Who else can you say that about to that degree? Nobody. Michael could never do that. Never. Michael had to have the ball.
Here's a 1986 magazine on the
Facts.
NBA. And remember, this is a league with Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Charles Barkley, Isaiah Thomas, Hakeem Olajuwon, Moses Malone, and Dr. J. And in a league with all of these all-time great players, everyone agreed that Larry Bird was the best because in 1984, 1985, and 1986, Larry Bird won MVP back to back to back.
Especially 1986. Woo-hoo!
And in the 1986 playoffs, Larry Bird finally faced Michael Jordan head-to-head. And in Game 1, Michael dropped a spectacular 49 points. But Larry Bird had an all-around game with 30 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds, and 3 steals to lead the Celtics to a victory. By Game 2, MJ had a revelation.
Damn, This is game 2 of the best-of-5 first-round action, and the Celtics will try to make it 2 in a row over the Bulls.
We really have to play a complete basketball game. I don't think one man can beat the Boston Celtics.
But he sure did try. Because Jordan turned on God mode.
Wait, was that Jordan's LeBron James moment of I need some help? I ain't got enough pieces. For those people that say he ain't never said that, oh, I know I'm gonna make some people mad.
And broke the record for the most points ever scored in a playoff game.
Lead in the first half of the game against the Celtics Thursday. Jordan trying to fake Bird, can't do it. Hits the jumper, but Bird played pretty well defensively against Jordan.
I know we started Dennis Johnson out on him, and then we went with Danny Ainge, myself, then Bill Walton, and we was trying to run him to help all the time, but he had his outside shot going so well that he really didn't need to penetrate that much.
Jordan hits it, 56 for Jordan, and that ties the Chicago Bulls all-time leader, Jordan, with 8 on the clock. Jordan ties the game. 63 points, and you're looking at an all-time record.
Oh, boy.
Michael Jordan.
But it was an incredible playoff performance. I've never seen it before, and I had never seen it after. That wasn't Michael Jordan out there. That was God disguised as Michael Jordan.
But Larry Bird left with the most important statistic of all, the W.
10 on the clock. Bird, pick and roll Kyrie.
Utilizing his teammates and his skills, he didn't have to drop 63 points.
Victory for the Boston Celtics to take a 2-0 lead over Chicago in their best-of-5.
Michael Jordan didn't beat Larry Bird. You showed Michael Jordan going between his legs one time in the highlights, against Larry Bird. And that was the game he got 63.
That's when he dropped 63 on Bird, yes.
But if memory serves me correct, they got swept. No, not lost. They got swept. Okay?
Stephen A. Smith, you know he's a huge Michael Jordan pusher. I mean, he gonna push the narrative for Michael Jordan. And I think it's sad that Bird don't get the credit that he deserves. I really, really do. I don't know what needs to be done to fix that, but Bird definitely deserves a little more credit and media presence than what he gets. It's I didn't realize it until I started doing these reactions, but it's crazy.
Even though he dropped 63, we stepped all in his ass, did we not? I rest my case.
Larry Bird went on to win his 3rd championship that year. And the following year, when Larry faced MJ in the playoffs, it happened again.
Side. Larry Bird against Banks. Rubs him around a Perry screen, drives it down the lane, and lays it in with a right hand.
Michael Jordan with 30 points in this game, so he was 30 or better in all 3 playoff games. Bird's got 31 in the game and 14 in the 4th quarter. Bullseye. Boston has kept it in good hands in the 4th quarter. It's been Bird, and that's about it. Final score in Chicago Stadium. The Boston Celtics sweep the Bulls out 105-94. Too much Celtic talent. Too much Celtic experience for a Bulls team lacking in both areas.
Yes, Larry Bird in back-to-back years swept Michael Jordan in the playoffs. So if Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time, but Michael Jordan never beat Larry Bird, then what does that make Larry Bird? Now, to be fair, at that point...
What is that on Larry's back? Is that blood or is that just a camera angle? Oh, that's the...
Bird.
No. What is that on his back?
Now, to be fair, at that point, Michael Jordan didn't have his best teammate ever, Scottie Pippen, yet. When Scottie Pippen arrived, the battles were closer and more intense. And later in the video, I'll let you see exactly what happened when Larry Bird faced a prime Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. Because Larry Bird did something so miraculously impressive no other man in the history of basketball can say they've done. But after Bird swept Jordan back-to-back years in the playoffs, that very next year in 1988, Michael Jordan had statistically the best season ever, where he won the scoring title at 35 points per game, the steals title, the MVP, the Defensive Player of the Year, the All-Star Game MVP, and the dunk contest. He faced Larry Bird 4 times that year, and this is how it went. Game 1, tough battle, Bird wins. Game 2, MJ has a historic 50-point game to win by 10. Game 3, Larry's revenge. After that previous loss, I'm sure Larry Bird had that rematch circled on his calendar because he ended up with 33, 8, and 7 and blew MJ out by 30 points. Game 4, MJ had an impressive performance with 39 points and 8 assists, but Larry Legend had 44 points and 10 rebounds, but most importantly, a win versus Michael Jordan in his statistically best season ever. And though Michael Jordan didn't face Bird again that year in the playoffs, Jordan did face Isaiah Thomas and the Detroit Pistons. And I'll let Isaiah Thomas tell you exactly how he recalls that year and the rest of the 80s.
So Michael Jordan in the 80s, the best year that he had was he was the MVP of the league and the Defensive Player of the Year. I believe that was in 88.
Yes.
We
88.
beat them 4-1. I'm gonna say that again. 4-1. They won one game, Stephen A. And he never beat Larry Bird.
Shut
he
up,
never beat
Steven.
Magic and Kareem. He never won. And all I'm saying is in the 80s, what I remember in the 80s, it was Philadelphia with Dr. J, Magic, Kareem, Bird, Michael Jordan. He was a non-factor.
A non-factor. Is this your GOAT? But after Isaiah Thomas swept MJ, he did go on to beat Larry Bird in 6 games. And many people touted the Detroit defense for holding Larry Bird to under 20 points per game. But what many don't include in that story is that Larry Bird was noticeably injured with painful bone spurs in both feet. So only because of injuries, for the first time in 5 seasons, Larry Bird would not make the NBA Finals. Starting the following year, Larry Bird had season-ending surgery on both feet after playing only 6 games. But sadly, it only got worse, because that following offseason, Larry Bird broke his back and was never the same again. But even as Larry Bird's entire body betrayed him, for some reason, he always played well against Michael Jordan. Almost like he had a personal vendetta against Jordan.
He did.
And I think I know why.
Tell us why.
When Michael Jordan was in college, he actually played an exhibition game against Larry Bird. Jordan and a bunch of college players, while preparing for the 1984 Olympics, faced Larry Bird and a bunch of NBA stars. The goal was to toughen the college kids up before they headed to the Olympics. So during pre-game warm-ups, when Jordan chased the loose ball to the other end of the court, Larry Bird picked the ball up. But instead of handing it to Jordan, Bird kicked the ball over Jordan's head to the opposite end of the court. And I guess you could say Michael Jordan took that personally.
Now look at my really. Oh, so that's how you're gonna play it. You're gonna do this? Okay, fine. That's all I needed. That's all I needed for him to do that. And it became personal with me.
Michael Jordan dominated that game. A young Michael Jordan actually carried a team full of college players past a prime Larry Bird and a bunch of NBA players. Michael Jordan won the battle. But
if you think about it, going to back it up a little bit, they're both alike. They both have those drives in them to where if somebody come at them like that, oh, they're going to make them pay. So for Jordan, it was the kick ball. For Bird, it was the dominance. Look at that, 78-91. So they're both alike, and they both had that drive in them. They both had that needed that push to get their motor going. They like the competition. I don't think there's any level of disrespect, even though Jordan just said it was personal. I don't think they had any disrespect toward each other. They respected the game.
Of NBA players, Michael Jordan won the battle, but Larry Bird won the war. I think Larry Bird took that loss personally because Jordan never really got the best of Larry Bird ever again. When Larry Bird finally returned to the court after missing basically an entire season with foot surgery and a back injury, he faced prime Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen in a regular season game. The teams went back and forth.
Bagley against Paxson, 10 on the shot clock. Jordan on Bird. Quick feed into Jim Paxson for the layup. Larry Bird has KO'd the read. Jordan steal. Scottie Pippen ahead to Jordan. Michael for the dunk. Bird against Pippen. Bird working on Pippen one-on-one. Hits the fadeaway.
And with 10 seconds to go, it was a tie game. The Celtics had the ball, and the Bulls put their two best defenders, Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, both on Larry Bird because everyone
I bet he found the open man. Oh no, he.
Going to. And then this happened.
Let's see if they wind it all the way down. Inside of 10 seconds.
What Bird?
Now you can quickly. Bird's jumper, good.
Oh, that's that Angel Wilson shot. That's where she got that from. If y'all watched the finals. That's that Angel Wilson shot. Oh man, say it ain't so. Let's watch that again.
You can't double yet. Now you can. Quickly.
Jordan, Pippen.
Good. 3.6 seconds left. Larry Bird gives the Boston
Look at
Celtics a 2-point lead.
Pippen already need help.
Everybody in this building had to know what was going
Oh
on.
my God.
Over to help out. Celtics lead with 3.62 to 100.
A game-winning shot while being double-teamed by both Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, two of the best defenders of all time. Somehow the word clutch doesn't even begin to describe the greatness of Larry Bird when the game was on the line. But maybe a quote from NBA Hall of Fame coach, executive, and former player Pat Riley can explain. In an interview, when comparing Larry Bird and Michael Jordan's clutchness, Pat Riley said this iconic quote, "If I had to choose a player to take a shot to save a game, I'd choose Michael Jordan. If I had to choose a player to take a shot to save my life, I'd take Larry Bird." As Larry Bird was on his last legs and Michael Jordan was starting his dynasty in 1991, Larry Bird mustered up enough strength to battle MJ again in one of the last great duels between the two.
Gamble threw up the steal. Here's Bird.
Buyout.
He was met on a switch by Jordan, and there 69, Chicago 67. Jordan eluding a triple team.
Woohoo.
Reggie Lewis.
Board.
Larry Bird.
This battle between two all-time greats came down to the wire. In overtime, it was a tie game with 0.4 seconds on the clock, and the Chicago Bulls had the ball.
Now a look to throw in. 4/10 of a second. And here it is. Jordan with the three. Yes! On its way to goal. Will not count.
Wait, whoa.
Never said no.
Show that again.
Ooh, he almost had it. After Jordan's possible game winner was waved off, Larry Bird, on 4 straight possessions in double overtime, did this.
Jordan.
I wish they'd have showed that shot clock again. Let me go back to the first one.
Now a look to throw in. 0.4 of a second. And here it is, Jordan with the play.
It's still in his hand. I can't see that. But it looked like the ball's still in his hand. I guess that's why they didn't count it. Yeah. It was still in his hand.
Waved off. Will not count. Mike Mathis said no. Did not beat the clock.
Ooh, he almost had it. After Jordan's possible game winner was waved off, Larry Bird, on 4 straight possessions in double overtime, did this.
Jordan.
Great to hear all these coaches talking about they're really concerned as Bird. They're really concerned about the minutes building up. They want to be fresh going into the playoffs until
overtime number 2. Bird.
Bang!
Larry Bird heating it up to go.
Smooth. He's smooth. Smooth with it. Got and one. Look at that dead body. Dead body. Getting them. Bam.
The crowd couldn't help but chant the name of the greatest player of all time.
I hear you.
Shook his head and said, this guy's too much.
And what does that do? It pumps up all the other players, see? That boy went straight to the cup. What was that, D. Brown? I think that was D. Brown.
The second overtime, and that will do it.
Dang. I need to go back and watch some of these old games, man. Because they new NBA today. Ooh, child.
The Celtics held on to win that game, but that year, Michael Jordan won his first championship versus Magic Johnson in the finals, and his dynasty had officially begun.
Larry and I were talking, and Michael walks in, and he says, "There's a new sheriff in town." And we both hit each other like, well, he's not lying.
Larry Bird retired after that next season, but not before he took the court with Michael Jordan one last time.
Except
this time, it would be on the same team in what many would call the greatest team ever assembled, the 1992 Dream Team.
Rebounded by Jordan.
Perez may have realized that may be his best opportunity to get overlooked in transition.
Somebody told me to react to this, the 92 Dream Team. Let me know if y'all think I should do that. 92 Dream Team.
The pass that misfired. Jordan with the behind the
Ooh.
save. Here's Bird. Yes.
Nice.
And you just knew that Larry Bird was not going to miss that shot after the great save by Michael Jordan.
Larry, I hate that you retired. Thank goodness. I'm glad. I'm tired of seeing your face. You got a lot of sad memories to me, but I enjoyed you tremendously. I wish you a lot of luck. And I think you had a very wonderful career, even though you probably ruined a lot of my successful games against the Boston Celtics.
Dominique, too.
And I'll see you somewhere along the road, somewhere playing golf.
Even though he dropped 63, we stepped all in his ass. I rest my case.
Yeah, that was good. I appreciate that video. And I'm going to be honest with you. In my latest research, ever since I came off of the Bron is GOAT, probably about 4 months ago now, 5 months, can't remember, something like that, 3-4 months ago, I've been looking, and which is why I've enjoyed watching these Bird videos, wanting to, like, in my head figure out, where does Bron really belong. Now, I don't agree with most people that say he don't belong in the top 10, he don't belong in top 50, all kind of comments I get about LeBron. I do trust and believe in his skills that he has, not his antics. Take his antics out, he's definitely he's done the body of work to be in conversations. However, I've questioned and wondered, like, where do I put Larry Bird. Who do I put number 2? Do I keep LeBron at number 2, which currently I think I do? But stuff like this, videos like this, and remembering, back in the day how dominant Bird was, and the dynasty that Jordan built is why I have him as the GOAT. Unfortunately, to be honest with you, the reason why I didn't put Bird as my GOAT or even above LeBron is because of his injuries. I feel like had it not been for his injuries, he would have been the clear GOAT. The clear GOAT. Do we give him a pass because of his injuries? Maybe. Because his body of works. But I don't know. It's just something. I really still challenge Danger Productions. Do a comparison. Do a GOAT comparison with Bird. I don't think he ever did that. He just did LeBron and Jordan. I would like to see the numbers because they played about the same amount of seasons in the end, right? 13 each, something like that. Not counting his Wizard seasons. So I feel like it'll be a better comparison. I don't know. I could be tripping, but I do give Bird the utmost respect in the GOAT conversation. Like I said, it's just the injuries and what he wasn't able to do because of his and I know it's only because of his injuries. I get that. I understand that. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you have Bird as your GOAT? Just let me know. That respect. I wouldn't have a problem with that at all. But anyway, that's all I got. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you're new. And as always, stay safe. On to the next one.